when I was 15, I got sentenced to 25 years and sent to prison. I went to the Clemens Unit. The Clemens Unit is where they had a youth offender program at. They call it Wild P. When I first got there, the guard asked me, was I scared? And I'm like, nah, I'm not scared. I'm from the streets. He was like, you from the streets? Well, all these guys are here from the streets, so let me see what you gonna do. When he said that, I was nervous. I remember going inside the dorm where all the youth offender programs at. This is a prison where basically if you 13 to 17, they have a building, a section of the building just for you, but it's adults around us. It's older dudes around us, but we with our age group. So my first 2 weeks in YOP, I had told the guys that I knew from the county that, hey, I was done with that dumb stuff. You know, I'm staying out the way. I don't want to do no fighting. I'm just trying to do something right so I can make it home to my family. Cause at 15, like I said, I got 25 years. A lot of guys that I was talking to that I was cool with, rather, had 15, 10, 5, something they could do. And if they had to discharge, they would still make it home. I knew with this 25, the only way I was going to make it home was to make parole. So I had made a decision that I wasn't going to get in no trouble. I was just going to focus on getting home to my family. 2 weeks later, after I tell my guys this riot happened, with my guy named Byron Samuel, matter of fact, Byron Samuel, I never forget, he got into it with someone named Lil Homie. Lil Homie was speaking for the Mexicans. Speaking pretty much means that you are in charge. You're the one calling shots. Him and Lil Homie was gambling each other. And what ended up happening was Lil Homie ended up losing. They was shooting dice for stuff like soap, shampoo, and some other type of hygiene. And my friend Byron come tell me, he said, hey, man, I don't feel like gambling. He trying to force me to keep gambling, but I'm really done. I don't feel like gambling. So, Mexican, Lil Homie, he was over the Thungo Blast. He spoke for the Thungo Blast, the Mexican gang in prison. So, well, actually, not the whole prison, but YOP. So Byron, after he tell me that, I say, man, I go talk to Lil Homie about it, because I knew Lil Homie from the county. So when I pull up on Lil Homie, he ain't trying to hit. He upset that he lost. He want to keep on gambling. So another Mexican come up, and by Lil Homie being the speaker, they gonna ride for him. They gonna do whatever he say. So Lil Homie tell me he want to keep gambling. So the essay next to him tell me, nigga, fuck you, get away from here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do with you. So when he say fuck me, that's an automatic fight. That's an automatic fight in prison. That's just how it go. So me and him, we go to the back, and I fight this Mexican dude, and I beat him up or whatever. But in the midst of that, I get excited. When I get excited, I tell him, fuck Thungo Blast. If you know anything about Texas prisons, that's something you can't say, or something gonna pop off. A riot gonna pop off, and that's exactly what happened. So when I said fuck Thungo Blast, I see all the Mexicans climb up and go grab knives. When they climbing up to grab the knives, all the blacks group up, and we go to one part of the dorm, and they go to one part of the dorm. So a black guy come to me like, man, we gonna ride. What's up? What you wanna do? I'm like, man, it's whatever. So another black guy, I forgot his name, but he go and hit the Mexican that's closest to us actually. He go hit the Mexican that pop off the whole ride. When the whole ride pop off, I'm seeing guys get stabbed. I'm seeing guys get hit with brooms and mops. And keep in mind, all of us are teenagers. All of us are from the age of 13 to 17. You got guys in here that young, that got murder cases, rape cases, life sentences, 50 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. You got it all. So the whole ride popped off over shooting dice and gambling. You got guys getting stabbed up over shooting dice and gambling. I see guys blood everywhere. So next thing I know, all the officers run in, and we all jump on our bunks. When we jump on our bunks, which is a little cubicle, they looking at our hands, they looking at our face to see who beat up and who had been in the ride at the time. And what ended up happening is, if they seen you beat up or your hands shaking or looking swollen like you had just got into a fight, they put you in handcuffs and they took you out the dorm. So I'm seeing guys get put in handcuffs, leave the dorm, and I'm just sitting on my bunk like I ain't did nothing wrong. Next thing I know, a Mexican is going by me, but he in handcuffs. He tried to spit on me. When he tried to spit on me, I move out the way, and I get up to beat his ass. When I get up to beat his ass, they put me in handcuffs. Now, I only been in prison for 2 weeks, and this is already happening. So all this stuff I'm saying, I just told my guys about it. I'm trying to make parole. That just went out the window. So they sent us to C Block. Or at the time, I think they called it C Wing, actually. When we go to C Wing, which is for Wild P at that time, a lockup wing where they lock you in the cell and you're not in the open dorm, and it's two to a cell. They put all the blacks together and all the Mexicans together. So in every cell you see 2 Mexicans, you see 2 blacks. So the next day they pull us out. They start pulling guys out individually, one by one by one. And when they pulled me out, they pulled me into an office with this guy, officer named Captain Ortega. Captain Ortega, he tell me straight up, hey man, all y'all getting riot cases. And if you don't know nothing about a riot case is gonna mess off your parole when you come up for parole. But if you give me some information, I'll throw your case away. So I just look at him like he was crazy. So I'm like, man, I'm not telling on nobody. So he pulled out a big old book. He said, I tell you what, you don't have to tell on none of the blacks. Just tell on all the Mexicans. So it's pictures. As I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, man, I'm not telling on nobody. That's what I tell them. So he like, man, you care more about them than your own family? I'm like, man, I ain't telling you nothing. So I knew at this time that when I did come up for parole, they was gonna see that riot case. And that could potentially stop me from going home, but I just didn't have it in me to tell on nobody. Even if they was Mexicans and we was getting into it with the Mexicans. So anyway, he closed the book up and I leave out. When I leave out, I come back to C Wing, all the black guys ask, what happened, what they said. So I tell one black guy, I'm like, man, say, when they pulled me out, man, they tried to give me a tail, man, I ain't tell on nobody. They told me all I had to do was just tell on the Mexicans. But I refused. So next thing I know, I hear all the blacks saying, shit, if it was me, I would have told on all their ass, fuck them niggas. I would have told on them niggas got from back here. Shit. But I ain't have it in my heart to do it like that. I didn't have it in my heart to do the game like that. So now I'm still gonna C Wing. In the youth offender program, the YOPs, we have what they call a therapeutic community. And they have a room built for it, and you have counselors assigned to you. And it's different from what the adults are going through in the same prison. It's a whole different program. So they got us all locked up on C Block, and they got the rest of the guys that's on the dorm on lockdown too. They can't move out their bunk or nothing like that. So while we on C Block or C Wing, all the Mexicans and blacks are not getting along at all. Anytime a Mexican catch a black, he popping them, stabbing them. Anytime a black catch a Mexican, he beating them up, hitting them with something. And at the time, all of us are from the age of 13 to 17. But that's how prison was.